So guys, welcome to our channel once again. In today's video on our JAMB biology exam revision series, we have 20 questions to answer on the topic support and movement. So guys, in short, stay till the end of this video. Also, at any point where you feel you want to answer the question before we provide the answer, you can always feel free to pause this video and try out the question even before we provide the answer hereafter. So let's start quickly with this first question. It says, all but one are the functions of the mammalian skeleton. A. Transportation. B. Support. C. Respiration. D. Protection. So guys, the answer to this question is option A. The mammalian skeleton is not for transportation. It's the framework of the body, therefore it aids in support. Also, the mammalian skeleton also aids in respiration because the rib cage is part of the mammalian skeleton. Also, the mammalian skeleton protects several delicate organs. So in that case, it aids in protection. But guys, transportation is solely by the blood in the mammals. So let's quickly go ahead and consider the next question. That's question number 2. It says, which of the following is not a skeletal material found in animals? A. Bones. B. Xylem. C. Chitin. D. Cartilage. So guys, the answer to this question is option B, and that's the xylem. Xylem is actually a tissue that is found in plants and not animals, and it actually helps in transport in plants in that case. So xylem is not a skeletal material in animals. So let's look at the next question. Question number 3, it says, which of the following organisms has a hydrostatic skeleton? A. Earthworm. B. Tilapia. C. Hydra. And D. Mosquito larva. So guys, the answer to this question is option A. The earthworm has a hydrostatic skeleton. So let's quickly consider the next question. Question number 4. It says, the heart of the adult frog consists of A. 1 ventricle and 2 auricles. B. 1 auricle and 1 ventricle. C. 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. D. 2 ventricle and 1 auricle. So guys, the answer to this question is option A, and that's 1 ventricle and 2 auricles. So let's look at the next question. Question number 5. It says, which of the following will ease the friction between the ends of bones in a movable joint? A. Tissue. B. Serum. C. Blood plasma. D. Synovial fluid. So guys, the answer to this question is option D, and that's the synovial fluid. The synovial fluid is a viscous non-neuronal fluid found in the cavities of synovial joints. So this fluid actually reduces friction between the articular cartilage of the synovial joints during movements. So let's consider the next question. Question number 6. It says, the scapula and the ischium are part of the A. Appendicular skeleton, B. Hind limb, C. Pelvic girdle, and D. Pectoral girdle. So guys, the answer to this question is option A. That's the appendicular skeleton. The scapula and the ischium are part of the appendicular skeleton. So let's look at the next question here, and that's question number 7. We have a diagram to answer with, and here the question says, which of the bones is the radius? So we have A. I. B. III. C. II. D. IV. So guys, looking at this diagram here, the radius here is the IV. The radius in this diagram is the IV here. So remember, you have the ulna and the radius here. So this other one is the ulna, whereas the smaller one is the radius. So that's the two bones you have here, and then the smaller one is the radius, so that's option D, and that's IV. So let's consider the next question. Question number 8. It says there are dash forms of skeletal materials found in animals. So guys, the options given to us here, we have A 3, B 4, C 2, and D 6. So guys, the answer to this question is option A, and that's 3. There are just 3 forms of skeletal materials in animals. They are the chitin, the cartilages, and the bones. So let's look at the next question. Question number 9. It says, use the diagram below to answer this question. So we have this diagram here, and the question says the experiment demonstrates A, geotropism, B, thigmotropism, C, phototropism, and D, hydrotropism. So guys, the answer to this question is option A, and that's geotropism. The experiment here demonstrates geotropism, actually a kind of turning growth movement by a plant in response to gravity. So you'll see that the plant is actually growing against gravity. So you see that the shoot of the plant is actually growing against gravity. So that's a kind of geotropism here. So let's consider the next question, and that's question number 10. It says, during the bending of the arm, the bicep muscles A relaxes and the tricep muscles contracts. B contracts and the tricep muscles relaxes. C relaxes and the tricep muscles relaxes. D contracts and the tricep muscles contracts. So guys, during the bending of the arm, the bicep muscles will have to contract, and then the tricep muscles will relax. So that's the answer to this question, guys, and that's option B here. So let's look at the next question. That's question number 11. We still have a diagram here, and we are asked to use the diagram below to answer the question. So the experiment demonstrates A, thigmotropism, B, phototropism, C, hydrotropism, and D, geotropism. So guys, we've already answered this question, and the answer is geotropism. So let's quickly go ahead and consider the next question. That's question number 12. It says, what are the different main types of skeleton found in organisms? A, axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. B, endoskeleton and exoskeleton. C, hydrostatic skeleton and cartilaginous skeleton. D, skeletal muscles and connective tissue. So guys, the answer to this question is option B. The main different types of skeleton found in organisms are endoskeleton and exoskeleton. So these are the two main types of skeleton found in organisms. It's either an endo or an exoskeleton. So let's consider the next question. That's question number 13. It says, the response of plants to external stimuli in a non-directional manner is known as A, tactic movement, B, phototropism, C, nastic movement, D, geotropism. So guys, the answer to this question is option C, and that's the nastic movement. So let's consider the next question, question number 14. Guys, the question says, which of the following is a characteristic feature of a synovial joint? A, immovable connection between bones. B, fibrous connective tissue joining bones together. C, presence of a fluid-filled cavity. D, cartilaginous connection between bones. So guys, the answer to this question is option C. There is presence of a fluid-filled cavity. So let's consider the next question. Question number 15, it says, Use the diagram below to answer the question that follows. So here is the diagram, and the question says, the structure above represents A. Caudal vertebra, B. Cervical vertebra, C. Lumbar vertebra, and D. Thoracic vertebra. So guys, this diagram here is a cervical vertebra, and that's option B. And that's the answer to this question. So let's consider the next question, question number 16. Hydrostatic skeleton is a type of supporting system found in A. Reptiles, B. Mammals, C. Oligosheet, and D. Arthropods. So guys, the answer to this question is option C, and that's the oligosheet. So let's look at the next question, and that's question number 17. It says, what keeps the stems of young herbaceous plants upright? A. Root pressure, B. Turgor pressure, C. Suction pressure, and D. Osmotic pressure. So guys, the answer to this question is option B, and that's turgor pressure. The turgor pressure is a force within the cell that pushes the plasma membrane against the cell wall, and it's actually usually caused by osmotic flow of water from an area of low solute concentration outside the cell into the cell's vacuole, which has a higher solute concentration, that's low water concentration. So this phenomenon is what actually keeps the stem of young herbaceous plant upright. So let's consider the next question, question number 18. It says, the most common and abundant supporting tissue in plants is A. Sclerenchyma, B. Collenchyma, C. Cambium, and D. Parenchyma. So guys, the answer to this question is option D, and that's the parenchyma. So we go over to the 19th question here, and that's the second to the last question. Here the question says, which of the following structure is not a skeletal material? A. Cartilage, B. Bone, C. Muscle, D. Chitin. So guys, the answer to this question is option C, and that's muscle. The muscle is not a skeletal material. So let's consider the next and the last question here, guys, and that's question number 20. It says, which of the following are components of skeletal system in humans? A. Ligaments and tendons, B. Muscles and nerves, C. Cartilage and blood vessels, D. Bones and joints. So guys, the answer to this question is option D, and that's bones and joints. The components of a skeletal material in humans is the bones and the joints. So guys, this is where we'll end the class for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not yet a subscriber. Also, if you have any specific question regarding this video, you can drop your question on the comment section below, and we'll ensure to give you a response. So guys, don't also forget to help us share this video with your friends to enable us to reach out to more viewers. Also, we encourage you to join our channel membership so that you can get premium information. So thank you for watching this video, and see you on the next one.